us here in Ibadan. Here.
That's where I am also now.
You're joking. You're also in Ibadan. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Where are you?
Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. From wherever you're joining us from, you're welcome to today's edition of the 12 Days Global Sales Challenge. Please, if you can hear me, kindly drop a comment in the chat box. Yes. If you can hear me well, please just do well to drop a comment in the chat box to confirm you can hear me loud and clear. All right, thank you so much for the feedback. Beautiful. Okay. For everyone joining across our different social media platforms, you're very much welcome. We had a very great time last week, and this week, you're very much welcome once again. I can assure you that every session we'll be having this week, will be power-packed. Please just do well to copy the link, and you can share with one or two persons that you would love to get value in terms of transformation of their finances and even the results they get in sales and the business generally. All right, I'm really excited to let us know that we have our distinguished speaker with us this morning in person of Mrs. Adeyinka Igbinoba. Thank you so much, for the amazing session we had last week. It was very impactful, and I'm very sure that this week, today's session as well will be very, very power-packed. Yes, so this training for today would be in different sessions. We'll have the speaker session first, and then after the speaker session, we will have brief updates, about some of the upcoming events we have this week, which includes the mega train inspection that we'll be having this Thursday, 20th of August, to two of our estates in Ibadan, White House Estates and Beryl Golf Estates. So I'm very much happy to let you know that we have our speaker already with us. IT, please, can you confirm if we can spotlight now, and we can also make calls. Thank you so much. So everyone, please do well in 1 minute. You can just unmute your mics and say, welcome, Mrs. Adeyinka. Let's do that very quickly. Thank you so much. Okay, IT, please confirm. Can everyone hear me? I want to be sure. Okay, thank you. I can see the comments in the chat box already. Yes, so you are very much welcome, Ma. It's great to have you again.
Good morning.
Good morning, Ma.
How was your weekend?
It was fantastic. We thank God.
Good morning, everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, loud and clear.
Fantastic. Good morning, everyone. Today is Monday, 17th August 2026. And I'm delighted to be in your midst again. Thanks for having me. And before we go into today's session, let's start with a little bit of question and answer. If you were here last week, Monday, what was the topic we discussed? What topic did we discuss last week, Monday? Anyone, please. Let's see if we can remember. What did we talk about last week, Monday?
Okay, Okay, so last week we spoke about scaling businesses. We spoke about systems, technology, innovation, the growth
Okay,
pillars.
thank you so much, Isaac. Let me hear from another person. Thank you so much. Any other person? Any other person that can tell us the things we discussed about last week, Monday? So that's not good enough. In trainings like this, it's important that, there's something I used to say, that the beauty of learning is not about, what you learned in class. It's about what you take along with you after the class itself. So I expected some of you to, have gone back to the jottings and the things you noted down and see how you can start applying those things, right? So effective from today, anything we talk about, write it down. And during the course of the week, think about the areas where you can apply in your workplace, amongst your team members, your personal life and the likes. So once again, thank you for having me. I'm Adeyinka Igbinoba, and I will be facilitating today. I will just do a run through on what we had talked about in the past in the sequence. We had talked about delivering a 5-star customer care experience. We had talked about the leadership advantage. We had talked about strategic business growth. That was what we talked about last week. And today we'll be talking about executive leadership and personal branding. Now, when it comes to personal branding, right? Just as the name implies, it's not only about the company you work with or you work for, or the company you represent. It's about your own self. What is your own footprint? What are your own core values? What are your own goals? When people come across with you, when people go online to search about you, what are they going to find? If you are representing a company and that company is a real estate company, what are the things that you know about real estate before you say you are representing a real estate company, right? So when it comes to executive leadership and personal branding, how do you position yourself for influence? How do you position yourself for trust? How do you position yourself for sustainable success? And aside from real estate, right, it's important to note that any industry you find yourself, it could be real estate, it could be the financial industry, it could be construction, it could be media, it could be IT or education. Your personal branding, means a lot, not only to you, but also to your prospective customers. Are we together? So what we are trying to look at today, there's a 5-point agenda, which is having a clear understanding of what personal branding means for executive leaders. Also, how to identify and articulate your unique leadership value and voice. A whole lot of us do not really know what our strength is all about. A lot of us we have not, been observant enough to know how to harness our strengths. Also, we'll be talking about the practical strategies for building trust and credibility with stakeholders. Again, we will look at the techniques for communicating with authority, clarity, and confidence. Now, when it comes to confidence, something is clear when it comes to confidence. Something is clear when it comes to confidence. Confidence comes from knowledge. Confidence comes from the ability to engage in either a discussion, be in a forum where you know what to say. And I'll give you a typical example. If you are writing an exam and you are really prepared about that exam, you have studied, you are sure that anywhere the examiner or the question is going to come out from, you are certain that it's going to be what you know. You're going to walk into that exam all gallantly, without fear. What the Gen Zs will say, no shaking, I did, can't be. That's how you're going to walk into that exam all, because you have read. But in a case where you have not read, in a case where you have not prepared, you're going to walk in fidgeting. You're going to walk in scared. You're going to walk in, clothed with fear, because you don't have confidence in yourself. So confidence comes from knowledge. Confidence comes from the ability to be able to understand what you are about to meet. Also today, we'll be talking about a framework for sustaining influence and reputation over the long term. Now, when we say personal branding, some of us will say, why do I need to do personal branding? Everybody knows my company already. My company is popular. Since I'm introducing my company and they know my company, what does my branding, got to do with what I'm about to go and say? So let's set the context straight. Why do you think personal branding matters for leaders? Again, let me state this here. If we talk about personal branding from now till next week, some people will still say it doesn't matter. Yeah, it might not matter at their level. But the moment you are in an executive position, the moment you are a leader, personal branding is key, because in a competitive market of today, your reputation always and often precedes your results. People already want to know a whole lot about you. They want to know what you stand for. They want to know your core value. They want to know your past antecedents. Even before deciding that, okay, we want to have a collaboration, we want to have an interaction, what is the result going to be? Especially because we live in a competitive world. Remember, in as much as the company you are representing has competitors, you as an individual, you as a representative of that company also has competitors within the company and outside the company. Another reason why personal branding matters for leaders is that leadership today is visible beyond the boardroom. Leadership today is visible today beyond, online, in the media, or in your network. How do you showcase that you are a leader? I've said it in the past when we're talking about the leadership advantage, that it's not about the position that you are holding. It's not about your office. It's not about the number of files in your office. It's not about the numbers of entourage that you have. It's about how you are able to carry your team along, how you are able to exercise that leadership quality, your team spirit, your communication style. Another reason why personal branding matters for leaders is that trust is the currency of influence. Without trust, authority is hollow. So when it comes to leadership, or when it comes to personal branding, the very first thing you want to do is you want the public, or let me say, you want your customers to be confident around you. You want them to trust you. You want them to trust your judgment. Your judgment is based on data, based on facts, and based on truth, not about the commission that you want to make. So trust is a currency of influence, just like data is now also currency. So without trust, authority becomes hollow. No matter how powerful someone is, once there's no trust, the person becomes a wishy-washy human being. That person, you can't trust the person. So someone can be 60 years old, be an MD of a company, and people are not able to trust that person. And the office assistant in that same company, 20-year-old or a trainee, 25, 22-year-old, has a lot of trust, has a lot of integrity. People will tend to want to believe that person, go along with that person, than the MD of that particular company. That is what trust does. Also, a strong personal brand attracts opportunities, talents, and partnership. So now it's not really about the company you are representing. It's about your own personal brand. How strong are you? And let me tell you something about strong personal branding, or let me say a strong reputation. It opens doors for you, doors for partnership, doors for opportunities. The opportunities could be amongst your existing customers, it could be among prospective customers, and it could be better offer somewhere, somehow. So how have you invested in your own personal branding? And like I said, at the inception of this training, I said, when it comes to personal branding, some people might feel, oh, it's not important. I'm okay with the brand of my company, the company I represent. I'm not going to fault you on that. But the moment you attain that position of leadership, the moment you attain that position of, an executive in a particular organization, branding becomes important. So what is executive personal branding? It's important we note something. When it comes to personal branding, it's not about self-promotion. It's not about how you are promoting yourself, how you are singing your praises, how you are everywhere, you want to be noticed, you want everybody to know that, oh, you are working. That is not what personal branding is all about. It's not about self-promotion. Executive personal branding is the intentional and consistent expression of your values. The intentional, consistent expression of your expertise, of your character across every touch point, across every interaction that you have, be it with your staff, be it with your team members, be it with your subordinates, be it with your clients, be it with your competitors, is those consistent expression of your values. If your values remain trust, integrity, paying attention to details, how you express those values becomes your personal branding. So it's the intentional and consistent expression of your values, of your expertise, and above all, of your character across every interaction. I talked about reputation character the other time when I was saying that when it comes to reputation management, we have the image, we have identity, and we have character. And I said character is who you are when no one is in the room. Your character is who you are when no one is watching. So the executive personal branding is an expression of all of these things across every interaction. Then, remember, it must not be deceitful. It must be authentic, not performative. You can't say, oh, because your MD is around, you want to start showing yourself, you want to start doing eye service. No, that's not what executive personal branding is all about. It's authentic, not performative. It's consistent, not situational. It's value-driven, not vanity-driven. It's earned, not manufactured. So it's not about you exhibit this habit of leadership today, tomorrow you are something else. Next tomorrow you are something else. That is not what personal branding is all about. But what is a personal branding journey? It's not something that you can attain in a day. It cuts across several aspects. But a strong brand is built deliberately, not left to chance. You can't say, what will be, will be. It will sort out itself. No, you can't build a personal brand like that. It is built deliberately. First, you need to clarify, what is a personal branding all about? And after that, you need to craft. After that, you need to communicate what your values are. Then you need to connect with people that have the same goal, the same vision with yourself. So after clarifying, you craft. After that, you communicate, you connect, then you sustain. That sustainability is key. And when it comes to personal branding or executive personal branding, you need to know your audience, the people you want to come across with. Because competence alone no longer guarantees influence. You might be competent and you don't have the influence. You might have the influence and you are not competent. So let's look at the technical expert versus the visible leader. What is the difference? For technical experts, what do? They focus on output and deliveries or deliverables. But when it comes to a visible leader, they focus on influence and relationship. Because guess what? When you have good relationship, you have influence, the sky becomes your starting point. Then for the technical leadership or the technical experts, they lead through competence alone, which is not sustainable, which cannot take you anywhere. But for the visible leader, they lead through competence and visibility. That's important to note. Also, for the technical expert, they prefer to let the work speak for itself. But for visible leader, they actively shapes how their work is perceived. Remember, when I was talking about character, image, and identity, I said identity is who you are, but your image is what the public perceive of you. So most times, it's not really about you've done the work. It's not really about this is a message you are trying to pass across. It's about what the public is perceiving from your message. Also, for technical experts, it is rarely seen outside their function. But for the visible leader, they are present and vocal across the organization. Are we together? And when it comes to personal branding, we cannot underestimate the power of first impression. Remember that phrase that we used to hear, that there is no second chance to a first impression, or there is no second chance for a first impression. That statement is absolutely correct. So how do you then establish authority at the first contact? When you enter the room, even without speaking, what do you exude? When you enter the room, what comes along with you? When you enter the room, what is the vibe that people get? Right? So walk into every room with clarity about the value that you bring. And when it comes to value, right, you as an individual first have to know your value. And as we go along this training, in the comment section, just write 3 values that you have, that you know that you possess in the chat room. Just 3 values. Just 3. Drop it on the comment section. I'll read some. 3 values, because most times in this day and age, a lot don't even know their value. When you ask them, okay, give me 3 of your values, your core values, the things people write, it makes you think that you really don't know what value actually is. So when you walk into a room to establish authority, you must walk into that room with clarity about the value that you are bringing. How are you different from the others in the room? The company you're coming to represent, what differentiates your company from its competitors? Again, in establishing authority at your first point of contact, you must speak with confidence. And while speaking with confidence, you must listen more than you speak. It is when you listen that you understand where the other person is coming from. Then you can be able to create and curate your own response. But if you do not listen, how do you want to know how to respond? I had said it earlier, that when it comes to confidence comes from knowledge. Are we together? Also, be consistent in your tone. Be consistent in the message, and be consistent in your presence across every platform. So many times people talk to you on Instagram, you give a different vibe. They come to your Facebook, a different vibe. They come to your brick and mortar store, a different vibe. And I ask, why? Oh, they will tell you, oh, the people online, the people who are attending to us online are not that trained. We only train the people in the office. Please walk into the office. There's no consistency. So consistency should be across board. The way you respond online, on your social media platforms, or on your digital platforms, the same way you should respond offline. That is you. That is the core values. I'm still expecting to see your core values in the chat room. I've not seen anyone. Mention your 3 core values in the comment section. Also, in establishing authority at the first contact, people decide whether to trust your leadership long before they test your competence. Competence is good, is key, but leadership in so many, areas supersedes competence. Because if you have competence and you don't have leadership, it won't take you anywhere. Are we together? Can anyone hear me?
Yes, very well, ma'am.
Okay, so I'm waiting for all your 3 core values in the comment section. Quickly, please. Then, as a leader who want to, invest on executive personal branding, how do you communicate with influence? First, note this: clarity and preference, or let me say clarity and presence, turn expertise into influence. And I'll take that again. Clarity and presence will turn your expertise into influence. It means that if you have expertise and you want to use your expertise to influence, you must come with clarity and you must be present. That's why I said clarity and presence will turn your expertise into influence. So how do you communicate with influence? You must speak in outcomes, not just activities. It's not about what I want to do, what I want to do, what I want to do. When you do those things, what is going to be the outcome of those things? So you must connect your work to impact. And as a leader, when it comes to communication, we now live in a world where to sustain people's attention is quite hard, and that's the truth. For you to have someone to have an eyeball to eyeball contact with you for 5 minutes is like an Herculean task right now. An average human being is now very, very distracted. So to communicate with influence, you must then use storytelling to make your expertise memorable. And I'll give you an instance. Thank you. I can see the comment section. I'll read them very soon. When it comes to attention these days, you realize, or you would have noticed, that people tend to connect more with visuals, imagery than text. If you want to pass a message across and you are writing it and you are writing, let's say 10 pages, nobody wants to read those 10 pages. But the moment you convert it to like 2-minute video or infographics, everybody wants to try and connect with that because it becomes memorable. It becomes something that they can remember. That's why I said use storytelling to make your expertise memorable. Then when it comes to communicating as well, you must ask questions that reveal insight, not just curiosity. Also, you must master the pause silence signal confidence. You can't be speaking, you can't be communicating, and you keep talking without a break. You keep talking without a pause. You must know when to pause and let other people digest what you have said. You must know when to pause to get the reaction of your audience or the public. You can't just continue to talk. That is how to communicate with influence. But while communicating, there are some difficult conversations. There are some things that even when you want to go and talk about, you start thinking, what kind of questions will they ask me? Do I want to be able to answer this question? Is this question complicated? Am I going to be shooting myself in the leg if they ask me these questions? How do you handle that about visibility? What are the common concerns when it comes to personal branding? Because at the end of the day, the whole essence of your personal branding is for visibility, is for trust, is to gain trust, is again for growth. So what are the common concerns? that we all, say all the time. I don't have time for branding. If I'm promoting myself, it's as if I'm arrogant. People will be saying I'm proud. I'd rather let my work speak for myself. Actually, I don't know what makes me feel different. Am I really different from other people? These are the things we use to suppress ourselves. These are the things we use to cover ourselves in a box. These are the things we use to delude ourselves. Because when it comes to handling doubt about visibility, you must treat branding as a leadership discipline, not an extra task. If you have a skill and if you have a value, it's not about you are proud. You are letting the whole world know that this is your skill, this is your value. These are the things that you can do. So treat branding as a leadership discipline. Also, reframe visibility as service, sharing what helps others. I see so many times your staff, I see Vivian all the time, coming on LinkedIn, giving people advice on how to invest in real estate. That is a leader out there. That is someone that is ready to impact the public out there, sharing what helps others. That is somebody that has visibility. That is somebody that sits in the position of authority. So it's like giving your service to the public. Also, recognize that unseen work has limited impact. If you are making a shoe and the shoe is very beautiful, and you keep the shoe in your room, how do you want everybody to see that you make beautiful shoes? How do you want everybody to know that if they want this kind of beautiful shoes, they should come to you? That is what visibility does. That is what personal branding will do to you. Your core values, speak about it. Your core values, put it out there. Let people know what you stand for. Let people know what you are good at. If you have a skill, you want to start talking to people about how to invest, you want to start talking to people about how not to make mistakes, put it out there. Even if it's once a week, even if it's just for 1 minute, put yourself out there as a leader. Also, you must start by asking trusted colleagues what they value in you. We don't do this often, right? At the end of today's training, in your own quiet department, ask your team members, Joshua, we've been working together now for like 3 months. What are those values you see in me that make you admire me? Let's see, Joshua will say, Oga, you don't have any value. This department where I did with you, I just a suffer. I'm not seeing any value. The moment your team member tells you that, it's not the end of the world, then you know that you need to now start to put in the work. When you get home, ask your neighbors, ask your friends, what value do you see in me? Let's even see if your values are visible. Ask yourself, what does the public make of me? When I pass, what do they say? When I pass, what do they see? When I pass, what comes to their mind? When they see my post on LinkedIn, when they see my post on TikTok, what comes to their mind? Oh, is it this stupid girl? Oh, this girl, she throws in some nuggets. Oh, this girl, she has a lot of things to tell us about. What comes across people's mind when they come in touch with you? And like I said, personal branding is not a one-off thing. It's a consistent thing. It's the intentional consistency of your character, of your values that you are trying to pass across. What is the power of consistency? Show up the same way. Show up every time. Without any eye service. Oh, you have done it today. Tomorrow you're not doing it. Show up the same way in a crisis as you do in a win. When there's crisis, show up. Be available. Be present. When there's a win as well, show up. That is the power of consistency. Reinforce your message across every channel and interaction. When people connect with you on LinkedIn, let them know that this message is coming from you. When they connect with you on Instagram or any other platform, pass the same vibe. And talking about consistency will compound trust, but contradiction will erode it in an instant. And let's take the court of law for an example. When you go to the court and you are telling a story, you are explaining what happened to you, this and this, and you have said 100 things. During the cross-examination, if 99 things check and one thing contradicts the 99 things, it is always assumed that all those 99 things are also not correct. So consistency will compound trust, it will embrace trust, it will highlight trust. But the moment you have one single contradiction, it erodes everything you have built in an instance. So your brand is what people say about you when you are not in the room. Are we together? And before you can say you want to influence someone, how competent are you? Some of us don't even believe in ourselves. We can't say we are good at anything. And you see, when it comes to being good at something, it might not be in the biggest of things. I was having an interview, I think on Saturday, and I asked the person I was, interviewing that, what is one strength that you can tell me you have? And he said, I'm dependable. And I said, what do you mean by being dependable? He said, in his former place of work, even when there are things that is not in his department, when there are not things that he could do, but because the boss, who is the owner of that company, knows that this person has a can-do spirit, is going to put him on that task and is going to find a way of getting that thing done. That is his own area of specialty, can do. It's not about those things that he's doing. It's about the spirit of, when there is a task, I can do it. When there is a time frame, I can run along with that time frame. So what is the competence? How do you then move from competence to influence? Because the truth is, your competence will get you noticed, but character and consistency will get you trusted. So trust is something that, as an individual, as a leader, as an executive, you need to ask yourself, when clients interact with me, do they trust what I tell them? So again, competence gets you noticed, character and consistency gets you trusted. And it's also important to note that influence is earned through repeated, visible integrity, not a one-off transaction. For you to be able to say, oh, you are influencing someone, it means that over the period of time, for several times, you have earned that person's trust, visible integrity. And when you are interacting with people, going through different relationships, how do you turn your connections to advocate? I've told you the other time the difference between a customer, a loyal customer, and a brand advocate. Brand advocates are the ones that is going to fight for your brand. But brand advocates are those ones that will say, you know what, I've used this brand, I trust this brand, I've interacted with this person, I trust this person, I'm vouching for this person. How many people in your circle can vouch for you? How many people in your circle can say, you see this guy, this Daniel is dependable. If he says he's going to do something, he's going to do that thing. How many? So how do you turn your connections into advocates? By investing in relationships even before you need them. Who are the people in your circle? Are they in your circle because you need them? Are they in your circle because of what you want to benefit or what you want to gain from them? Are they in your circle because of also what they are gaining from you? Why are you keeping that relationship? So invest in relationships way ahead. You might not even know why you are investing in those relationships. Are we together? But you are investing ahead of when you will need them. If some of you here have watched Godfather, you will see the way he moves. He will come in, it will help you in areas that even police are not able to help you. But at the end of the day, somewhere in the future, when he will need your help, he's just going to call for it like this because he has sold ahead, because he has invested. Are we together? So invest in relationships before you need them. Also, you must give value first. Give insights, introductions, and recognition. Some of us don't have any value to give. You are in an organization, you are in a team, and anytime you don't come to work, nobody misses you because there's nothing you are giving, there's nothing you are offering. Are you that kind of employee? Are you that kind of executive? Are you that kind of leader that you have no impact? You have no value. You just come sit down 8 to 5. You are off. End of the month, you collect salary. What impact are you giving? When you leave your company today, what are they going to miss about you? What will you be remembered for? Will work be able to go on without you? You know, some of us delude ourselves with nobody is indispensable. No matter how good you are, when you go, yes. But the truth is, will they miss you? Will they say, yeah, victory has gone. If victory was here, this work would have done it like this. Would that discussion ensue by the time you are long gone? Also, stay visible to your network, not just active during a search. At every point in time, be available, be visible, not when you are needed, not only when you are needed. Also, when your team members, when they do something, clap for them publicly. Rejoice with them, celebrate them publicly. Your own will come. It reflects your character, it reflects who you are. Be happy for others. Don't be a leader or don't be an executive that all you just want is your own success. When your team member brings a suggestion, you are trying to cover it up because you don't want him or her to shine. Are we together? So it has to go beyond the room to sustaining influence and reputation, because a reputation is built in moments, but sustained through habits. You walk into an organization and people look at you and say, oh, this person is okay, this person is nice. After 1 month, you just decide that you want to be your normal self. Then the vibe they get negates the vibe they got when you initially came. So a reputation is built in moments, but sustained through your consistent habit. Habit is what you do consistently, is what you do all the time. So show up consistently, maintain the same standard across every platform and audience. Keep learning publicly. Share what you are learning, not just what you have mastered. Because in most cases, when you are sharing what you are learning, especially with others, either publicly or amongst your team members, in sharing it, they are also bringing up their idea, then you are learning more from sharing what you have learned. Also protect your reputation. Every decision either compounds or erodes your credibility. So you must protect what you have. Protect your core value. Don't let anybody take that away from you. There are some people today, in as much as we say, oh, Nigeria is full of corrupt politicians, but there are some individuals today that no matter the position they find themselves, they are not going to steal. They are not going to be caught into that mismanagement web of a thing. They are not going to be caught into that fraudulent activity web of a thing because they have some core values within them, and nothing will make them change. They will not buckle even under pressure. So when you decide that you are in for personal branding, what are the things to avoid? What are the common pitfalls in personal branding? Please note what I'm about to say. Chasing visibility without substance behind it will not get you anywhere. You want everybody to know you. Know you that what? Know you that you are doing what? What are you selling? What's the offer? What exactly? So what to avoid in personal branding is when you chase visibility without substance behind it. Also, inconsistent messaging across different platforms and audiences. That's another common pitfall. Again, waiting for permission to lead before showing up as a leader. You see, most times when you go for an interview, there's a common question, which is, can you work without supervision? Can you work without monitoring? Can you work without waiting for someone to come and say, oh yeah, you can go ahead? You can't take decisions on your own. You are afraid to take decisions because you are afraid to make mistakes. Mistakes are also what makes a leader. When you make a mistake, you get something out of it. The main thing you get out of it is experience, because you will then not make those mistakes again. So waiting for permission to lead before showing up as a leader, that is a common pitfall when it comes to personal branding. Also, neglecting relationships until you need something from them. A whole lot of us, we have contact on our phone. We can't say hi once in a while. They send us message, we don't respond. But the moment we need something from them, hello, Isaac, how far? I just said I should greet you. How is everything? Well done. Please, you go 55K, borrow me. But I've been sending you messages all this while you've not been responding because you didn't need me at that point. But now that you need me, you are messaging me. So what are the things you need to put into practice? When you want to become a leader, when you want to build your personal self, your leadership brand action plan. Take note, the very first thing you need to do is define your leadership value in one clear sentence. Define your leadership value in one clear sentence. After you have written it down, after you have defined it, then you identify 3 platforms where you will show up consistently. In identifying those platforms, you must ask yourself, is that my niche? Is that my target audience? Once you have missed your target audience, you have missed everything. So identify 3 platforms where you will show up consistently. Then ask 2 of your trusted colleagues for honest feedback for this month. What I mean by honest feedback means that when they tell you what you don't want to hear, when they tell you something negative about yourself, don't take it as an attack. Take it as something that you need to work on, because it's an honest review, it's an honest opinion. How you then react to it is entirely up to you. Also, you must share one piece of insight publicly every week. It might be something very small. Today, you want to talk about how to maintain a good health. Today, you want to talk about how to maintain a good skin. Anything at all. Any area that you have discovered, it is your strength. Be consistent. And at the end of the day, review your reputation and reset your brand quarterly. Building your reputation is not a project that has a start date or an end date. It's something that keeps evolving. It's something that it keeps changing, and you must continue to evolve along with it. So the whole essence and the key takeaways for today's training is, number 1, when it comes to personal branding, when it comes to executive personal branding or leadership, personal branding is intentional. Personal branding is consistent, and personal branding is leadership visibility. So we can then say personal branding is intentional and consistent leadership visibility. Also, personal branding grows influence through visibility and authentic communication. Also, trust is built through consistency, not a single strong moment. Then your network and reputation compound over time. You have to protect both of them. And I want you to take these 4 takeaways seriously. Your network and reputation compound over time. Protect them equally. Also, trust is built through consistency, not a single strong moment. Then, influence grows through visibility and authentic communication. And finally, personal branding is intentional, consistent leadership, visibility. Are we together? So I'm going to just read some of your comments. PowerLink, customer satisfaction, integrity and innovation, honesty and transparency, professionalism and integrity, authenticity, courage and gratitude. That's from testimony. Then somebody said excellence, growth, service impact. Okay. Then integrity, character, and competence. Okay. Integrity, accountability, growth, and ambition. That is from Edwin. From Daniel, integrity, character, and competence. Fantastic. So we have another person, integrity, growth, and responsibility. From Olumide Moses, consistency, competence, and communication. That's fantastic. Then from Priscilla, integrity, excellence, and growth. So as we come to the end of my session, let me take questions. Questions, please. Any question?
Okay, so please, for those who have questions, you can kindly raise your virtual hand or you drop a comment in the chat box so we can pull you up. Thank you. So, okay, I can see Daniel Obina. Daniel Obina, you can unmute your mic and ask your question.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody.
Hi,
Okay,
good afternoon.
my question is, assuming you define your leadership, the core of your leadership or branding in one sentence, and now you want to find people of like mind. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, you like to find people of like mind that will help you cultivate this into maturity. Okay, for some of us, how do you go about connecting with these people? Because obviously they have what you want and they may not want you around them. What is the best way to go about connecting?
Why wouldn't they want you around them? If you are passing information that is insightful, that is beneficial, everybody wants to gain insights. So take, for example, you are posting something consistently on LinkedIn. When people see what you post and they see that, it connects with them, they see that it has value, they will want to connect with you. People only, don't want to connect with people if they see that those people are not offering any value. If they see that those people have nothing to benefit them, that is the only reason they won't want to connect with you. If you are offering value, everybody wants to connect with you.
Okay, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay. Hello, ma. Good afternoon, ma. This is Joshua on the line, ma. Hello, ma. Good afternoon, ma. What is she hear me? Hello, ma.
Go on, I can hear you.
Okay, ma, this is a real life. It happened real life somewhere around last week. So I just want to ask you this question. Okay, for now, giving out value as a leader, if you want to be an executive personal brand leader. So now, what if now other people have what you want, but now what you have, you can't, like the value you have, you can't give it to them. So how does it, like, I feel this personal brand of it, just as if you for people, it's just like a trade of barter, like you giving out your own value and getting something in return too, right? If I'm correct, are you with me, ma? Now,
Yes.
the people, this is like a real life story. I and my colleague we were discussing something. So he has what I want. Okay, he has what I want, but I don't think he needs like what I have. He doesn't need it. So now I'm thinking of, okay, what can I do now to give him that value that he needs? But I
Okay,
can have
so
something.
hold on. You can't confuse value with skill. If you have a skill and somebody wants to give you a skill, offer you something that he does to also get something from you, that is skill. When it comes to value, nobody can take your value and give you their own value.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Okay, ma. But is it rendering your skill to someone? Is it not part of value? Because you're adding like, okay, someone is good at cybersecurity now.
Okay.
Okay, that is skill, and he's
Yes.
also want to teach you how to do that cybersecurity. But he
That's
wants
still
an
skill. That's still skill. That's not value. That's skill. You are trying to exchange your skill for something. That's not value. That's a skill. That's a
okay,
service. Are we together? So
okay,
don't
ma.
confuse skill for value. Don't confuse service for value.
Okay, all right, okay. Thank you very much. I
Thank
just want
you.
to be clear about that. Yes, ma.
Yeah. Any other person?
Okay, but
Right.
mommy,
Good
what should I
afternoon,
do
ma'am.
now? Okay, all right.
Hold on. Joshua is still speaking.
So now, what can I do now? Okay, now okay, he doesn't the skill I have to him is not valuable to him, but he wants something for an exchange. So what can I do?
The skill you have is not valuable for him, but you need something for him. Then you have to now put a cost to it. What you are trying to do is trade by barter. I give you something, you give me something. But if you don't have anything that I need, then I now have to quantify the offer that you are giving me and I put an amount to it. So let's assume I am a painter. And I'm saying, guy, please, you do cybersecurity. Come and protect the site for me. I will come and paint your house. And you are saying, I don't need a painter. My house, I just painted it. I don't need a painter. But I still need your service for that cybersecurity. So at that point, you will now have to put a fee for that service that you want to give me, since you no longer need my service as a painter.
Okay, man, noted, man.
Fantastic.
All right. Good afternoon, ma'am. My name is Olumide Moses, and my question is that as a realtor, I do other business, and I want to make sure that my posts on all my social media platforms are not they are not confusing my followers. How best can
Okay.
I handle that? That I can still maintain my business and I will still, be consistent and be giving value also as a realtor.
It depends on the content of what you are posting. And I'll give you a typical example. Today you came and you posted about real estate. Next tomorrow you post and you say you are selling cars. In 3 days' time, you are posting that you are selling TV. In 5 days' time, you are posting that you are selling shoes. Your audience will be confused that, okay, is this guy now doing everything? Are we together? So if you are a kind of person that sells several things, is either you bring all those things under just one umbrella so that they know that if they want to buy anything household, this is their go-to person. If they want to do anything when it comes to beauty, this is their go-to person. You can't confuse your client or your audience with bamboozle, sending so many things at the same time. They want to be able to say, when I need advice on how to buy real estate, I want to go with this person. This person talks about cars. This person talks about wristwatches. This person talks about this. Yeah, somebody said even algorithm will be confused. Absolutely. So it is in your consistency and creating a niche for yourself. That is the only way you won't confuse your clients or your audience.
All right, let me cite an example. I'm into interior and exterior decor.
Okay.
I'm a contractor. So how is there a way I can merge it together? Because this is actually what I do. And as I said earlier, I'm new into this business. How do you think I can manage that?
Oh, you are into real estate. You're also into interior and exterior decor.
Yes, ma.
Yeah, that's an aspect of real estate. If somebody buys a house and the person wants to do the interior, so for somebody like you now, if you want to start posting, you can start saying things about things to watch out for when you are building your house. The kind of shape that will be good for interior decor, the kind of windows, the shape, and all of those things. Oh, when you are building, ensure that you leave the space for fridge, ensure you leave that place for that. And when it comes to interior decor, you want to paint, use this color, they contract light, they do this, they bounce this, they bounce that. It's the same thing. People will then know that when it comes to real estate, either they want to buy a house or they want to do anything, and interior decor, as per making that house beautiful, this is the go-to person. So you are not far off when it comes to real estate and interior decor. You just need to carve your niche and sell your USP to the public. Did you get that?
Yes, ma, I got you. Thank you.
Yeah. Any other question?
Okay, I can see we have one more from Iyanolua. Iyanolua, please
Okay.
unmute and ask your question.
So, good afternoon, ma.
Hi, good afternoon.
Yes, ma. Concerning the value aspect, the person that asked the first question concerning creating value, please, I don't really understand the explanation, ma. Because what I counted as value before was rendering services to people. But you said
No,
rendering services to people
rendering
is different
services,
from.
rendering services to people. You are rendering a service. You are giving a skill. That is not value. While you are rendering that service, what is your skill? Let me give you a typical example, right? I was passing by a construction site recently, right? And I saw that the plumber in that site was stealing the material. And this is a site that is like mine by extension. So I cautioned him. Now, remember, he was rendering a service of a plumber in that site, but it already shows that he doesn't have any value when it comes to integrity or being trustworthy. So value is not the same thing as your skill. Value is what goes along with your skill. So it means that some of you are, sewing clothes, some of you are into one business or the other, but you will never steal. No matter how hungry you are, you will never steal. That is your value. No matter how terrible you are, you will never go and rob another person. That is a value. So don't confuse service or skill with value. They are completely different things. Do you get?
Understood, ma. Yes, ma. Understood, ma.
Yes. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Yes.
Any other question?
Okay, this will be the last question from Daniel
Yes, bro.
Obina.
Okay, Daniel, please go ahead.
Okay, my question is, what do you think can be the cause when somebody has a particular quality? Everybody is able to identify that this person can do this, but the person themselves don't know. They are like, I just don't want to. They just want to get the job done. They don't want to take leadership position, even when people always think that they have the qualities to lead.
Okay, so many times people see flashes of things with us, and a whole lot of us do not know. It is when you know that you have a quality, you will not continue to build on those qualities. But some of us don't even want to grow in that quality. And I'll give you a typical example. Somebody might be within you now, and you realize that, this person can speak very well. This person can handle inspection, he can face clients. because of some flashes of what you see. All you need is to tell that person and let that person acknowledge that, oh, I have this, let me continue to grow on it. But at times, because we don't want to take responsibility, because we are timid, a whole lot of us just shy away from, oh, I don't want to be noticed. I don't want them to know that I have this quality. And it's important that it is when you consistently do something that you become better in those things. So when people come telling you that, oh, you have this quality, you have this quality, if you think it's something that you can grow, if you think it's something that would be beneficial to you, why not? It's something you can give a try. Are we together?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, everyone, for your questions. I have gotten a lot of value on this call, and I'm very sure that everyone on this call as well has gotten a lot of value. We want to say a very big thank you to our facilitator, Mrs. Adeyinka. I could see a lot of questions coming up from different persons. It shows that, we're paying attention and really following through. And, I will just give us about 5 seconds to unmute, and together, we'll say thank you. Thank you. I can see the comment section is rolling with a lot of comments. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Value, value, value.
Thank you, everyone.
Value. Thank you
Thank you so
so
much, ma. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
much, man. I go value.
All right. Yes, that's great. Thank you, everyone. So we can mute our mics now. Yes, so this is the first phase of the training session. Very quickly, I would just like to give a brief run through of some of the events we are having that are coming up this week. Please, can you pull up the banner for the viral video challenge? Can you put that up? So we'll be having a mega train inspection to Beryl Golf Estate in Ibadan and White House Polo and Golf Estate in Monia. I believe everyone on this call, you would have seen the materials, the resources that have been shared about these upcoming events across our different groups and also our social media pages. So this will be holding on the 20th of August this month. And yes, so take it. Okay, can you zoom this? All right, so this mega train inspection and sales day, as you can see on the screen, will be holding on the 20th of this month, which is this Thursday. And it's a very great opportunity for you to, have hands-on information about your products. Like we all know, product knowledge is key. It gives you confidence to be able to communicate and pitch your products to your prospects. So we have a lot of sign-ups and registration already. For those who have not registered, please do well to register immediately. The registration link is on the screen. Please, you can type the registration link for those who might want to copy it in the chat box, www.gtextandassociates.com/mega inspection. For those who have not registered, the slots at the registration window is closing anytime from now because we have to book and reserve tickets, the train tickets for everyone who have registered. And if you register late, you might not be able to get a ticket. So if you're yet to register, please click on that link, visit that link immediately and ensure you do your registration immediately. And for those who also have invitees, send that link as well to every of your invitee, because we would need their names to book their train tickets. It will be a phenomenal experience. I can tell you a lot is loaded into that event, and you don't want to miss out on this particular experience. So we'll be having 4 pickup locations. The first one is at Ebute Metta, that's Mobolaji Johnson train station. And we want to encourage everybody, please arrive as early as possible, as early as 6 a.m. You know, let's be at the train station. Most of the time, even as early as 5:30, you know, people are already at the train station, you know, checking in and all of that. But you want to make sure that you are already seated and everything, you know, you don't want to be under unnecessary pressure or rush. So please do well to arrive early. For Mobolaji Johnson train station, the pickup time is 6 a.m. There will also be another pickup at Babatunde Raji Fashola train station, that's Agege, as well in Lagos, and we are all expected to be there by 6:30 a.m. For those that would like to join at Abeokuta, IT, please mute whoever is unmuted. Those who would like to join at Abeokuta, they can join at Professor Wole Soyinka train station, that's Abeokuta, Ogun State, by 7 a.m. Then we would also be having a pickup location at Iwo Road bus stop. This is for those who will be joining us from Ibadan. So there will be a pickup location at Iwo Road bus stop where, you know, participants from Ibadan will be joining the bus, you know, to the site, and everyone is expected to be there latest by 7 a.m. Latest by 7 a.m. So please, for all your invitees, do well to communicate this to them as well. One thing we are known for in GTExt is punctuality. What that means is, whatever happens, if you don't meet up to this time, there would be no apology, you know, for not having you join the travel experience. So you want to ensure that you arrive to time, and everyone you are inviting as well, please communicate this to them as well. And one beautiful thing is also that we have an amazing incentive, you know, for this particular inspection, and that is the Celebrity Viral Video Contest, which is featuring the Beru Golf Estates Lagos Ibadan Expressway and White House Polo and Golf Estates Moniya Ibadan. IT, please pull up that banner on the screen. So we have you know, a contest, and this will really be exciting. What you need to do, you know, to win. Okay, yes. So for the train tickets, it would be sent to every single person that registers on the link. Every single person will be contacted, you know, and you would get your tickets. Thank you for that question. Yes, so we have a contest called the Celebrity Viral Video Contest. For these 2 inspections, we will be having these 2 estates will be visiting this week on Thursday. And the beauty of it is you can win the award of the Celebrity Video Post of the Week. You can win that award. And at the end of the month, you can also win a grand prize of 250,000 in cash. The 250,000 will be awarded to the Celebrity Video Post of the month. That's the post that has the highest overall engagement, like highest likes, comments, shares, views, and all of that. And this would be organic as well. Organic means that, they are not just triggered maybe with bots or something. You want to make sure that you put in, the efforts to promote these videos, these resources, and then you get organic engagement, likes, comments, shares, and all of that, and you qualify to win, the 250,000 if you have the highest overall engagement. Now, all you need to do to participate in this competition is to post the Beryl Golf Estate video and White House Polo and Golf Estate video. Post it on your social media pages. Then you send a screenshot of your post, send it via WhatsApp to the number showing on the banner. And then you also ensure that on all of your posts, you tag GTEx and Associates. So that way we can see the engagement, we can see the likes, the comments, the views, and all of that. And we can keep track, of the analytics. And once you emerge as the highest, video, having the highest overall video engagement, then you would be the one to win this 250,000 at the end of the month. So who is ready for this? If you're ready for this, just unmute your mic and say ready, ready, ready. If you're ready for this, unmute your mic and say ready, 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 ready. Let me see who are those who are ready to win 250K. You can also comment in the chat box if you're ready to win this as well. So for everyone, the videos, okay, beautiful. The videos have been shared across all our WhatsApp platforms. Beautiful. I can see the comments already. The videos have been shared across all our WhatsApp platforms. Just download the video and post on your social media pages, and copy the link and take a screenshot as well, and you can send to the number showing on the banner. I'll call out the number, +234, for sake of those who are joining across our social media platforms. IT, please, if you can type the number in the chat box, that would be great. +234 813855 0318. Let me see if I can drop it very quickly. And also, if you have any inquiries regarding the inspection, the mega train inspection, please, you can do well to reach out to that number as well, and you would be guided through. All right, thank you everyone for today's session. Thank you for being a part of this. We look forward to your sales. Please, very, very important, these videos, these celebrity videos, let's push them as much as possible so that even before Thursday, we are already making sales. And the beauty of it is you already have prospects that you can invite yourself even to participate in this inspection. They can come physically, to see the site, to have a first-hand interaction, information, with the site. And for those who might not be able to come physically, they can also join virtually. So push this as much as possible to all your contacts, promote it as much as possible, make enough noise about it, and let's celebrate your sales. Thank you everyone for joining today, and see you on Thursday, at the mega train inspection. Thank you all, bye-bye.